Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Paige. One second. Now we're ready. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. We don't really have a fall. We just have really hot weather, and then end of October it kind of is not so hot weather, and then December it's like good weather. But leaves don't really start changing colors until November, December, yet we all pretend it's cold enough to wear sweaters, even though it's definitely not, and we all usually are just sweating and miserable. But fall clothes are so much cuter. But just like how everyone's been posting videos about fall books and fall recommendations, I decided I wanted to post books that give me fall vibes. I have no idea what most of these are about, but the overall premise of them or the covers are giving me very strong fall vibes, and these are ones that I would like to read in the next couple of months if I can get to them. So first up, I have The House with Chicken Legs. It's by Sophie Anderson, and from the very first scene I got total fall vibes. It is about Marinka, who is the granddaughter of Baba Yaga, and Baba Yaga ferries souls from this life to the afterlife. And from the very first page, Marinka is setting up a fence outside of their house with skulls and thigh bones. So it gave me very strong Halloween, Day of the Dead vibes, and I think that this is going to be perfect for fall spooky time. So this next one, I don't really know if it's set in the fall, but the premise of it makes me feel very fall vibes, because we all tend to think about Halloween, Day of the Dead stuff, where in general we have more of an interest in death and the afterlife, and I feel like this one might explore it a little bit based on what the premise is. So this is The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan, and I have not read this yet, but what I do know is that this is about Lee, or Lay, and her mother has died by suicide, and she believes that her mother turned into a bird. And I feel like during the fall time I tend to gravitate towards books about death and how to deal with death. It's not something I've really experienced in my life, but I feel like it's a time where a lot of stories have that element in it and it helps people cope with it. I know death happens during other seasons of life too, but I feel like in the fall time it's just something that comes out a little bit more in movies and TV shows like The Corpse Bride or The Nightmare Before Christmas and all the spooky stories. There's some element of death in the afterlife that comes up a lot, so I felt like this would be a good book to read during this time, because it does deal with how she believes her mother moved on into the afterlife and what happened after her death. So during fall time I usually think of like scary movies, thriller movies, so it kind of has started to make me think about thriller and horror books, and there are two that I own that have sounded really interesting. So the first up is The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. I've heard lots of great things about this. All I know, or what I understand from what I've heard about it, is that there is a woman who has agoraphobia, so she does not like to leave her house, but she looks out the window a lot to see life going on around her, and then she sees somebody getting murdered in a house next to her. I could be totally wrong about that premise, but it sounds very spooky and scary and sounds perfect for the fall time. But the one that has been taking everybody by storm lately is Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno-Garcia, and everyone says that it is such a fall read, very spooky, very creepy, and the cover just looks so fall also. I assume most people have heard about this one, but I just know that it is a Gothic horror. A woman gets a letter from her aunt or cousin or relative that says that she needs to be there right away, so she goes to visit her cousin, and then her cousin says, oh, nothing happened, I don't know what I was talking about, something along those lines, and then weird things start to happen. So I really want to read this one. Oh, this reminds me, I have Home Before Dark on ebook. I don't usually pick up ebooks, but I have it, and that's one that I also want to read. I've heard that it has Amityville Horror vibes, and that movie has haunted me since my childhood. I still have Amityville Horror nightmares from that movie. That movie scared me so much, so I don't know if I can read Home Before Dark, but I own it, so I need to. But it sounds very spooky. So the next two probably have nothing to do with fall, but the covers of them give me very strong fall vibes. So if I'm wrong, sorry, but I do plan on reading them in the fall, or at least attempting to. So first up is one I was supposed to have on my September TBR, but could not get around to, and I don't think I'll be able to, even though there's a few days left in the month. I still have so many other books to read, and that is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. The red and the like spooky woods makes me think of fall. I think it might not be fall, but the premise says that she's in the woods hunting, and I feel like that's a very fall activity, so I could be wrong. But the cover is red, and red reminds me of fall, so that is where I'm going with this. This is going to be something I try to read in October though, for sure. The next one is also based on the cover, Where the Crawdad Sings by Delia Owens. It looks very fallish, but it also kind of looks summerish to me. I think it's more summer read, but the oranges of it make me feel very fall. My cousin just came over yesterday and told me that she thinks that this is a really amazing book. So it made me want to add it onto this list so that I could read it very soon, so I can talk to her about it because I miss her so much. Then we have The Picture of Dorian Gray. This has always given me very fall vibes. I think I read it in middle school and just remember being so creeped out by the portrait and everything about that. So this is something that I would like to reread, and if I can fit it in next month or in November or so, then I'm going to try to, because it's probably the tiniest classic that I own, and I want to see if I remember it the way that I remembered it from 8th grade, and if I like it like I did in 8th grade. And last up, we have one that everyone is raving about, and I think that I am going to absolutely love this one. That's Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas. Everyone says that this one is so amazing. People are in love with it right now, and I cannot wait to read it. Also, under the cover is so beautiful. How is that not totally fall? So what I know about this one is that it has really great trans representation, and it also has witches and magic and people coming back from the dead. So again, more of that like afterlife stuff that I feel like is very fall and spooky time and Halloweenish. So I'm really excited to pick this one up. I've heard great things. I honestly predict to absolutely love this one, and I've really wanted to push aside my September TBR to get to this one, but I will for sure put this on my October TBR. This is gonna crash. All right, so these are all of the books that I have been getting really strong fall vibes off of. I'm gonna put them down now. Okay, please let me know if any of those were not fall related and if I should read them in winter, spring, or summer. But I do want to know your fall reads, if you've read any of these ones, which ones were your favorite. And tell me if you have any fall videos. I need some inspiration to start decorating my room. I am feeling in the mood for some warm, cozy colors and fall decoration. So let me know if you have any vlogs or reading vlogs or anything that I can watch. Please like this video if you liked it. It would really help me out, and I will see you later.